believer in every now and again just doing a little yoga MOT, as I call it, and it is a top to tail or top to toe complete physical renewal, I guess, is probably the best word I can use to describe it. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. Slide a pillow, a cushion, anything just underneath your sit bones. Give your hips that little bit of height so they can feel a little bit softer as those knees slope down and away. And allow a little bit of length to breathe up through the spine as you soften the slope of your shoulders and close your eyes. Beginning to take fuller, deeper, more purposeful breaths. And just checking in with your body. Our bodies can be viewed as a bit of a Swiss Army knife from time to time. We can see our bodies as a tool to get things done. But I'd really enjoy it if we explored the body as a vessel to fill with sensation, with activation, with softness, and with kindness. So while, of course, we're going through the body, creating this kind of full MOT sweep of our physicality, we're also inviting these sensations we are conjuring to expand within us. And just taking one more deep breath in and let a little sigh out. And as you inhale, circle your arms, reaching the palms to the sky. And we're going to let the right hand sweep all the way back out and down towards the ground, or perhaps to that right knee, and let your left arm curl over the top of your head so you caress the right side of your face with your left fingertips. Take a deep breath in, lifting the head straight up, and then gently let the heaviness of your arm and head draw the neck into a gentle extension. You'll feel that stretch immediately down that right side of the neck, across the top of the right shoulder, and I even get it down into my upper arm as well. You can accentuate that by extending and flexing all the way through that palm, letting that shoulder slide down and away. And one of my other favourite things to do here is what we call nerve flossing. So, of course, what we're feeling here is a muscle stretch, but just start to point and flex your hand, getting that full range of motion, curling in and extending up. And then beneath those layers of stretch, what we're allowing to happen is the nerves, not to stretch, they don't stretch as such, but they do kind of brush past each other. So it is this kind of flossing action. And that way we get this deeper association with this body part, connecting to it with much more depth. Then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax that right hand back to your right leg. And we're going to lift and twist the head. Keep the hand pretty much where it was, but it should now have swept round to the back of your head. Squeeze your chin really close into your chest and drop your forehead. And that stretch muscularly will have shifted round in towards the back of your neck. Now feeling that elongation through the back of the neck. You may even feel this going into the upper back as well. Similar to our other pose, you can take the back of your right hand and bring it to the middle of your back. And you can feel that extension. You could even nerve floss here by lifting and dropping that right shoulder like a really slow shrug. And effectively what we're doing here is we're working those muscles that do lift and tense and soften and release. And beneath those muscles, we are communicating with the nervous system, essentially saying, it's okay to relax. Communicating with the body more fully, more frequently. Now taking one more shrug through that right shoulder and fully releasing it down. Sweep that right hand all the way out and down to the ground. And then this time turn your hand sideways and cup the base of your skull. Now be really high here. Really push into the floor and lift open through the chest. Then start to bend that right elbow, and as that right elbow bends, you'll find your body reaching further up and over into your side body stretch. Then push away from the floor and lift up. And it may look like what I'm doing here is really actively stretching by sweeping that top elbow up, but all I'm doing is bending and lengthening the right arm. So by bending the arm, you create that full side body stretch and then lengthen back up into it. As you press away, lift nice and high to open the chest, sweeping that elbow all the way around and back behind you, and then sweep that elbow across and down towards your right knee. Twice more, just like that. And again, we're finding that side body stretch that sweeps round into that back body stretch. And that kind of repetitive floss style movement allows the entire body, not just the muscles, to really benefit. Once you've swiveled round, bring your left hand to your right knee and your right fingertips to your right shoulder. I'm going to go for a full elbow circle, up, back and down, and then unfurl the arm and do a whole arm circle, up, back and down. Place those fingertips behind you as you inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist and deepen. Really feeling, yes, that rising rotation through the spine, but more than anything, the depth of your breath. Allowing that breath to be the inner floss sensation this time, not the nerves, but that movement of the breath expanding from within. Take a deep breath in and then untwist, coming back to center, and just take a simple short moment to feel the difference between the two sides of your body. Noticing the head, the neck, the shoulders, the sides of the body. And before we do that on the other side, please feel free to change your seated position, whether you swap the feet, whether you extend the leg out, make sure you are comfortable. Breathing the arms, connecting those palms, and then sweeping that left hand down as the right arm reaches over the head, hand drapes down the left side of the face. Breathing up first, then over into that side body stretch. Awakening and elongating all the way down through that left side of the neck, the top of the shoulder, even into the arm. And extending and pressing out through that left palm. Feel the continuation of that stretch, not lessening up here, but just allowing it to flow further down. Adding in that nerve floss, pointing and flexing through the hand, getting that full, pretty much 180-degree scope of curl through the wrist. And this may feel like it's not added so much at the beginning, but it's when we lift and rise out that we really feel those benefits taking hold. Just a couple more little 180 flex points through the palm. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweeping that left hand to your left leg. You're going to lift your hand from your face, turn your head, and then place the hand to the back of your head. Really squeeze that chin close into the chest and drop the forehead nice and heavy. Feel that stretch shift and migrate all the way around into the back of the neck. And perhaps add in that layer, placing the back of your left hand to the middle of your back. Sweeping and lifting that left shoulder and dropping it down to add in that nerve floss as and when it feels appropriate in your body. Having a play with it, seeing what feels good, and if it doesn't, just be here. You've not constantly got to add if you don't know, if you don't need it. You only know if you try. And just another few shrugs, really working those muscles that lift and release, and telling the nervous system beneath those muscles that, yeah, it's okay, you can relax. I got you. And then as you release, plant that left palm down and then turn your right hand sideways to cup the base of your skull. Again, we're going to push into the floor and then exhale, bend into that elbow, creating that much bigger side body stretch, and push away. And simply let that support guide you up, over and down, and then allowing you to rise back up again. One more time, just like that. It's all in that bottom arm, nothing else. And as you rise, lift and open the chest, gazing nice and high, then wrapping that top elbow across and down towards your opposite knee. Twice more, again, that slow, steady repetition, feeling that gentle openness, that ease that grows with every round. And then that right hand can come down onto your left knee, left fingertips onto the left shoulder for a big elbow roll, up, back and down. And then a full arm roll, up, back and down, planting the fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist and deepen. And holding this shape, really feeling how the breath can move in a much more 360-degree scope through your body. Inhaling once more. And then exhaling as you untwist, feeling into those shoulders, the head, the neck, the side body, that much more open, spacious feeling. Let's continue that down to the feet. So sweep your feet round to the side, slide your pillow off your mat into tabletop position. So we're going to just break down cat-cow essentially. So doing it first by really dropping your chest to the floor and squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you, then push into the floor and lift your upper back to the sky. Now, I'm not bending my elbows here, my arms are staying really straight. I'm just basically pulsing the chest up and back and then down. So feeling that. Then find a neutral spine and try and isolate just through the belly. So dropping that belly down, take the gaze forward slightly, and then hug the belly up and in, gaze in between your hands. So it very much comes from the middle of the belly. Try and keep the pelvis as steady as you can. You're really feeling that extending from the belly button and hugging in. And finally, try and just move the pelvis. Now this is really hard to distinguish from the one that we just did, but really let this come from the tailbone. Tuck it up and back, then in and under. And the best way to really get this to feel distinctly different is to use your glute muscles. So really squeeze your glute muscles as you curl under and really splay them as you reach up, back and out. And then we're going to put that all together. So really slowly open, lift up and back. And then hug in and under. Twice more, just like that. And there's so much that happens here. So much we can breathe into in the back and the spine. We do this movement a lot, but it's not to be taken for granted. It's a wonderful way to check in with the spine. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes under and float up into your downward facing dog. Really let that head relax. We've just lengthened and opened all that space in the neck. So feel it. Begin to walk through your legs. Again, this kind of flossing sensation as you lift the heels, bend the knees alternately, and get into the backs of those legs. And then take a deep breath in as you lift the heels, lower the knees all the way down. And we're going to bring the big toes and the knees side by side. So, working our way down from the spine, we're going to get into the pelvis. Take a deep breath in and sweep your right foot as far off the edge of the mat as you can while keeping your knees together. You're going to tuck those right toes under, then swivel on the ball of that foot so that right knee opens up and out. Then settle your hips back towards your left heel and relax your right heel into the floor. And you end up in this sort of crouched child's pose variation. Left foot underneath you, right foot out to the side of you. As you inhale and lift the body, also lift that right heel back up. Then roll that right knee back in to meet the left and bring the feet back together. We're going to do that twice more with that same leg. So right foot up and out to tuck the toes. Swivel and lift that knee up and around. Then sit back as you lower the heel down. Inhale, head and heel up. Roll the knee in and sweep the foot in. One more time just like that. Foot out to tuck, sweep and lift the knee, sit back and settle, heel relaxes, rise, heel lifts, roll, knee comes in and feet together. Tuck the toes, lift, downward facing dog. And feel the difference between your legs. We've done barely anything with the hamstrings, the calves, or the ankles, but really feel how that right leg feels somehow longer. We're going to sweep forwards into plank, lower the knees, relax the toes, and lower everything from your knees to your nose as smoothly as you can. Relaxing down, tapping the forehead to the earth. And inhale as you sweep the forearms forwards into your Sphinx pose. We're going to stick with the right leg and work our way down into that foot. Now, I'm calling these the flointy plexes. So essentially what you want to do here is you want to move and wave your foot into a flex and a point. But when the foot's moving into a flex, keep your toes curled until the very last minute. And then when the foot is moving into a point, keep the toes flexed until the very last minute. So what I'm doing right now is called a floint, a flexed point. And then what I'm doing here is called, what's it called? A flexi, no. I've forgotten. Basically, a flex and a point together, the toes opposing the foot. Plex, there we go, flointy plex, that's it. And then stretching that foot all the way out. See if you can lift that leg up and back behind you. And then lower hands in under the shoulders, tuck the toes, and find your downward facing dog once again. Noticing how that foot feels in comparison to the other, and how that's changed the feeling in the legs and the hips. Feeling that lower body much more responsive to your movement. Just going to swap sides. Take a deep breath in, heels up, lower the knees, back into tabletop position, knees and feet together, and we're going to go on the left side. So take that left foot out as wide off the edge of the mat as you can and tuck the toes. Then swivel on the ball of the foot and open that left knee up and out to the side, ready to sit back and lower the heel as you bow. Rising up, heel lifts with you. Roll that knee in to meet the other one and sweep the feet together. Twice more with that left leg. Open out to tuck. Swivel to lift. Sit back and lower. Rise and lift. Roll in and down. Sweep together. Last one. And this works the hip in pretty much all ways. Really feeling both hips responding to these opening, shifting sensations. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in and then come forwards to plank, but see if you can lower to forearm plank. Come down one forearm at a time. Inhaling, slide your feet back and come into your Sphinx pose. Sticking with the left foot, bring it in towards you and find your pointy, no, that's not it, plexifoints. God, that's really hard. It's also really hard to do, I know. I know this isn't easy. But essentially you're flexing and pointing your foot, but your toes are resisting. And don't worry if you feel a tiny little bit of cramp in the back of this thigh. The whole point of this is that it works your hamstrings. This is a really good hamstring exercise where we're not just simply stretching it, but we're utilising the muscles, should I say, so that we can really feel the benefit in a minute. So feeling those flointy plexes, and then stretch that leg all the way out behind you. Now we get that stretch in the leg, but it's active. Inhale, lower, hands in under the shoulders, ripple and rise up and back into downward facing dog, and feel the shift in your feet, your legs, your hips. See if you can tip the back of your pelvis a little higher, as if you want to put a butt print on your own ceiling. Boop. And then taking a deep breath in as you lift the heels, lower the knees down and sweep the feet round to the same side to come back to a comfortable seated position and grab that pillow once again. Just slide it in underneath your sit bones, wiggle your bum into it so you feel nice and comfortable. Breathing length up through the spine, softening the slope of the shoulders, and bring one hand to your chest, the other hand to your belly. Closing the eyes as you breathe once again with a little more purpose. Ending how we began, in this comfortable seat, feeling the shift in our body's sensations and feelings. And as we've done that full sweep, think of everything that your body has enabled you to do. Everything your body will enable you to do. All of the achievements, all of the wonder, all of the things your body has allowed you to see, to hear, to taste, to smell, to feel. And take a moment to thank your body. Take a moment to thank your body for being able to be strong enough, flexible enough, balanced enough to rest fully when needed and awaken when adventure calls. And as you thank your body, see if you can hear a gentle whispered reply, thank you. Your body thanking you for today prioritizing your yoga practice, but for also stepping outside when needed, for taking that rest, for deciding when the body can truly feel nourished in every way. Every good thing you do, imagine your body saying thank you to you. Because if the only prayer we ever said was thank you, it would be enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale to circle the arms and connect the palms. Exhale, hug the hands to heart center as you bow ever so slightly. I'm going to close our practice with a mantra. This is Om Sat Chit Anandar, which means to journey towards bliss. May our body not just be a tool, but a vessel to fill with bliss and step ever closer towards it. Om Sat Chit Anandar. Om Sat Chit Anandar. Om Sat Chit Anandar. Om Sat Chit Anandar. Om Shanti. And thank you. Thank you, thank you.